So I've done martial arts for a very long time, and my sons, Gareth and Drew, who are your chief instructor and technical director, and my wife, Mrs. Helen Hall, they have all done longer than I have. So everybody's done a huge amount of time. In all of the time, we've learned so much and found so many impressive things. But there was one really impressive moment a couple of years back that has stuck with all of us because it really connected with something vitally important. Now, when you're doing your drills, start off slow. There's a phrase in martial arts that is, if you can't do it slow, you can't do it fast. So if you're doing some moves, or you're doing some fighting moves, and you just decide I'm going to go fast. Lots of people say they come to martial arts, they don't want to learn it slow, and they want to go fast straight away. And they go, well, you'll always go fast in a fight. Yes, and if you haven't practiced what you're doing, you'll always lose, sadly. I hope you won't get in any fights, but there's some advice for you. Try to remember that if you want to go fast, you have to go fast well. First point, well. You have to go fast well, which means you start slowly, learn it, build it up, build it up. Get gradually faster once you're certain of the movement. Start slowly, get more certain, speed up, get more certain, speed up, get more certain, speed up. Now, it's not so hard to get most committed students to understand this. If you want to go to another level, you have to understand what happens at speed. When you can apply yourself at speed to moving targets, then you really are getting somewhere. Your chief instructor, Gareth Hall, at his 4th Dan grading, Master John Swift was his grading examiner. He'd done a long time on the floor, and you'll see from a video that's to follow that sweat was pouring off him. It was absolutely inspiring grading, and it was an incredible demonstration of quality of martial arts, insight, knowledge, and fitness. He was really hot by now, and he'd just done a total set of all the pad drills at speed, one side, another side, and Master Swift left his seat and came onto the floor. At this point, Master Swift gave us a real master class in making pad drills fluid and fast, and making them real and not static. You have to start slowly. Beginners, pad drills, pad drill 1, punch, back fist, punch, ridge hand. Okay, just starting like this. This is fine. Later, you move. Okay, now, a lot of people struggle at this point because they move, but they move like this. Do you see how my feet are completely planted on the floor? This is no use. At speed, we have to be really able to move, So, see how I'm moving around? My feet are moving, and I'm moving fast. So at speed, we need to be able to move and be fluid. And to do that, we have to relax. We have to relax and concentrate on the movement, only putting the power in at point of contact. Bam! And this will give us fluidity to change our position, to move around, to go make the same move to a different target. In the end, pad drills are about training your body to be responsive. They're not about, I do this move, I do this move. It's about responsiveness. Watch the video of Mr. Gareth Hall doing all of the pad drills with Master Swift. Remember, he's already done them. He's doing them again, but Master Swift isn't standing still. Watch the speed with which they go and the direction. Then pick some pad drills and give yourself a bit of a chance to play with that. Also true for kickboxing and Ensudo, where you do have your own pad drills, but the same thing applies. Pick your pad drills or follow along with any of the TaeKwonDo ones and give this a bit of a go. Enjoy.
So the issue that I have a little bit when we get to this stage is there's so many drills to remember, right? From pad drills, you've done right side, left side, both brilliantly well. 3 step 1 to 10, 2 step 1 to 8. 1 step normally we fix bits. It's the memorization of all these sequences, and the sequences in truth are the vehicle for application. And you know, the drills contain the skills, that's always been my saying, right? Being able to apply it. So rather than having this two-dimensional thing like this morning we did a 3-step traditional, just quick, so you line up 3-step, running back low block. We did some drills here to punch and go, or one bang out here, right? Boom. When you're doing drills here, but actually fed to a clip, boom, done. Straight into self-defense. So when you start to get the movements together, it's thinking outside the box, isn't it? So the pad drills for me were teaching angles, movements and technique, but it was about developing sparring. So we're going to run pad drill 1 to 5. It's going to be fine in bursts, but it's going to be off a straight line. And this is not so much for your benefit, it's for the instructor team's thing in how you utilise the drills, right? So imagine you're in a guard position, when you guard up, so as we start to move round, fly, go 1, up, fast, flat, step back out again, reset in position, into number 2, go, run out quick, you're going to be fast as me, number 2, go again, go, up, 2, fast. The response is different, isn't it? You start to move around. 1 to 3, go. 4, too slow again. Come on, you go faster. Ready, go. Up. 4, there you go. Starts to fly into a position that's accurate, it's fast. It's more like actually. Pause. Step it in. That's better than thousands. Oh, you're in. 1 more 5. Don't be quick through the 360. Go. Step it in. Up. Push, push, push. Different drill. Good man. Cheer. Give a clap.
Yes, and if you're doing Ensudo, and maybe anything else, you might realize that the same rules apply to something else that you do. So people in Ensudo do work with these things. These are called eskrima sticks, and people in Ensudo do some fairly basic drills and a really interesting stick form, that is a pattern. So let me look at a little drill that you might do if you're doing Ensudo, and you might do this: down, across, across, down. Okay, so I can make it go down, across, across, down. Or watch my knees. So I'll get all nice and loose and relax, and it's much better if I relax. These are the moves. These are the moves. You can do them with a bit of fluidity. Think about that. Relax, flow, get into the flow. Interesting, bit of fun if you can do it. There's a high, high, high drill. It's coming up here. It's in the stick form. Look for it. It's somewhere on the page, and you can have a little look at it. If you've got some eskrima sticks or anything that might look like eskrima sticks, you can have a go, but be careful of the furniture and other people. Don't crash into anyone. So you go high, 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 under, high, 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 and a high, 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 and a high, high, high. Remember, you can't go fast unless you can go slow. First go slow, but don't stop there. Be fluid, build up, enjoy your stick work.